Hey, thanks so much for coming back to my channel. I just got off of work. Yes, 2 feet away. My desk is right over there. My bed is right here. My little ones are napping. I don't think it's going to be for that much longer. So let's go ahead and talk about another story time. I think we got about 5 more minutes or so. So there was this one time I was at the grocery store, of course, minding my own business. And this gentleman approached me. I was actually in the baking aisle, just getting some products for my mom. She was making a 7-Up pound cake. Now, if y'all haven't had her pound cake, I promise you, you're missing out. I digress. Now, he said hello. I said hello. I went on about my business and just, trying to make sure I had everything on the list because I did not want to go back to the store. Like, once I went to my mom's house and dropped off everything, I didn't want her to be like, did you forget X, Y, and Z? So I was just really concentrated. So I had to go to the juice aisle. Unbeknownst to me, he was behind me. I don't know why, but whatever, fine. He asked me how my day was going. I said, it's going great. Hope yours is going great as well. Again, I was trying to hurry up and get out the store because I had wanted to watch. I think at that time it was like Empire or whatever. Okay, fine. So this is when Empire first came on the scene. So it was really big for me to be at home when the show premiered. Okay, cool. So get to the checkout. He's right behind me. So I'm like, oh Lord, okay, fine, whatever. So don't think much of it. I ended up, checking out, and we walking down the store, and I'm getting ready to walk out. He was like, so are you gonna leave and not talk to me? And I was like, I'm trying to go catch a show. I'm trying to go home. So he's like, well, can we at least exchange numbers? And the cashier was looking give him your number or whatever, right? So I'm like, well, okay, not really, tripping too much because I'm trying to watch Empire, right? So he actually ends up calling me. We exchange number. He calls me not even 45 minutes later. I was like, I'm gonna call you back because I'm trying to watch Empire. So forgot to call him that night. Fell asleep. He actually texted me, and I hit him up in the morning. I was like, I apologize. I was really focused on trying to watch Empire. So I was like, let me just go ahead, just, chat with him and stuff like that. He was like, really would like to take you out on a date. What type of food do you like to eat? I'm going to get to know you a little bit more. X, Y, X, Z. And I was like, well, let's just have a couple more conversations first, to see how that goes. And then, we'll discuss, the going on a date later. So we talked for another week or two, and I finally let him take me on a date. It wasn't that I wasn't interested. I think I had a lot of stuff that I had going on. Like I was in school, I was working, and I was really, really busy. So he ends up taking me, we met up at this really nice upscale restaurant, and he had made reservations. It was really nice and stuff like that as well. So I was like, okay, honestly, I really wasn't tripping because it was a first date. It was more so first impressions, really type of thing. But hey, it was nice to go. So I get to the door. He's waiting for me, which is really nice. When I tell you this man had on a freaking wave cap. A wave cap. Wave cap. Wave cap. Why would you have on a wave cap at a restaurant? It's beyond me. Oh my God. So yeah, I got stories for days. So I'm like, hey. I was like, what's going on? He was like, how you doing? You look so nice. You're dressed really well. I had on a dress, I had on heels, nice slacks, and a really nice top. And because he told me where he wanted me to meet him, so I wanted to look nice. He had on Tim's wave cap. I promise you. I mean, I'm not one to judge, but I assumed because we were at this restaurant, I had expected, a different type of attire. But okay, whatever. So I'm like, you know what? People, we all don't think the same, so it is what it. That was just me. I'm not. I don't really judge that. I'm not for someone that judge. You may think that I do based off the stories that I have to tell, but a normal person would not wear a wave cap at some Tim's to a nice upscale restaurant. Normally, not the restaurant we were at. That's just no. And yeah, no. Like it was a Matradee there, the whole get down. So I'm like, let me just get through it, and let me just see what he's about, X, Y, and Z. So we get seated, and we get our water. He asked me, did I want to drink anything, and I was like, oh no, thank you. I don't know, I didn't know him really, at all like that. So one thing I do keep in mind, I drive my own car, and I don't drink. If I'm around someone I don't know, it's just a rule of thumb for me. So, he was like, "Oh, order whatever you want." He told the waitress, "Order. She can order whatever she wants. It's on me. It's on me. I got this. I got this." And I'm just like, "Oh my god!" So this is what it's gonna be. It wasn't too many people in there. If y'all don't know, I get embarrassed real easily, especially when in public, and it's just not the right type of vibe. So I'm smiling. The waitress, she was like, "Okay." She's like, "He said you can get whatever you want," and I was just like, in my mind, I know I can because I can afford it, right? So I was like, "Okay, thank you." So I can't do nothing but smile. So he's like, "Yeah, you get it, whatever you want. You get your appetizer, you get your main course, you get your dessert, and you get to take some food home if you want." And I was like, "Thank you." So I ordered my food, and when it was his time to order, he was like, "This was it. Yeah, let me get a Well, how do you make this? What's this white stuff on top of the vegetables?" I'm like, "Oh my god!" So the waitress talked to him and was like, "Oh, well, it's this." He's like, "Well, is it creamy and watery, or is it just?" He's like, "I don't like that type of stuff." I was just like, in my mind, I'm like, there's other options. So I really don't say nothing. I let him do him. I'm praying to God that the conversation goes well. So yeah. So we get our food. Um, I guess wanted some. He had wanted some more bread. He was expecting it to be more than what the order called for. So he was like this to the maitre d', and I was like, oh my god. So I looked, like the maitre d' and I looked at each other. I was like, and I just mouthed. I was just like, and I put my head. I was so embarrassed. I was like, Lord, I'm said I'm not gonna drink, but I'm gonna need some water or something because this is not cool. So he sat there, snapped, and the maitre d' was like, "Can I help you, sir?" He was like, "Yeah, I think I need some more bread." And maitre d' was like, "Okay, um, well, we can help you out with that." By this time, it was like another couple next to us, so he had like stretched his arm out and was getting all comfortable in the chair, like he was just like chilling, waiting on the bread. And he was like, "Are you gonna eat your food, right? You gonna eat up, because I want to make sure that you know that you eat." And I was like, "Yeah," I was like, I'm eating my food, but I can't, guzzle down." So he got his bread. So then, normally they give you time to eat your food, enjoy your food. And he was like, "Oh, I know, I want this dessert and I want this X, Y, and Z." So I'm like, "Yeah," I was like, "I'm pretty sure they're gonna come back, come by." They wanted to make sure that we have enough time to eat what we have before they, come and ask us when we for dessert. That wasn't good enough for him. Do y'all not know this man said he did the bird? It was the bird call. You know how Tommy does the bird call in Martin? He did the bird call. I have never in my entire life witnessed anybody do a bird call. Well, except for my sisters. So, backstory. My sisters are silly. So, if we're out in public, just playing around like at the grocery store in a different aisle, they'll do the bird call. Or, something weird. But at the restaurant, where it's people inside and they're coming back. So I was just like, oh my God, this is not something, this ain't what I want. So the conversation was good. I'm not going to lie. We talked about a lot of things and I learned, a lot about him. I did not care for his table manners. However, he was a cool dude. So I gave it a fighting chance. But then, after we got our food, ready for the dessert. Actually, I think at that time I didn't want dessert because I kind of didn't want to prolong my stay at the restaurant because I was getting kind of embarrassed. I was actually embarrassed or whatever. So he's like, well, you can take some dessert to go. And I was like, no, thank you. It's like, no, thank you. I was like, I don't want any dessert. So, he's like, you sure? And I was like, yeah. So they came by and, brought the bill. This man, literally his debit card, I guess, how sometimes you get wallets and it's like kind of new. And when sometimes you put the cards in the slots, it's so tight where you have to pull it out. So he was like, ugh, it's so tight in this wallet. I can't get this card out. And I was just like, well, that's what happens when you buy a new wallet. So and he was like, oh, I don't know if I activated this card. In my mind, I'm like, oh, heck no. I know he is not about to play me. But like I said, I always go prepared. I don't go nowhere if I can't afford it. He was like, yeah, you know what? I activated it earlier today. Let me just take the sticker. So they're waiting to take his card because he asked them to hold on. He's sitting there trying to pry the sticker off the card. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. So just imagine. This man got on a wave cap and Tim's. I was dressed the part like everyone else in the restaurant. And maybe he didn't know. But the thing is that he had told me that he wanted to go to the restaurant. He heard great things. He said it's nice, it's upscale, it's classy. He said people dress nice. And maybe he felt like he was dressed nice. But he really wasn't. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, yeah, you're dressed for not this restaurant. In my mind. So yeah, no. So he was like, well, what are you doing, later on? I was like, I'm about to go home and watch Empire. Oh, God. So, yeah, no. I don't think we went anywhere else after that time. I think I hung out with him once after, but I did have a full-on conversation with him. I was honest because one thing is you can't expect someone to how should I say this? You can't expect someone to understand. No, it's not fair to someone if you feel a certain type of way if you don't explain why you feel that way. If I hope that makes sense. So for me, it wasn't fair to him that I felt weird because he didn't understand that I was uncomfortable with how he was presenting himself. I did not touch on his wave cap. However, I did say that if we were to go somewhere else, we should both make sure that we both have the correct dress code, which I think he kind of got. And then as far as his table manners with the matradee and the waitress, I couldn't take it. I couldn't do it. So yeah, that's that story. Like I said, it was interesting. No. No, 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 we can't do it. So thanks for watching. I guess I gotta go do some laundry or something before the kids get up. Maybe I'll fold something. You know, it normally takes 3 to 5 business days for me to fold clothes and put them away. Typical. Talk to you later. Peace out. Bye bye.